Hey, Melanie, let me tell you something.
So my nephew works for Chick-Fil-A, and I told him I would put in a good word for him. So
Well, thank you.
Just have him climb the corporate ladder.
Right.
You just give us like just some key takeaways. What are the basic rules of culture, of organizational culture? And you guys listen, these are just, I'm telling you, I'm reading the book and it is amazing. I've got so many notes taken. Get this book. It is so good, so good. But
all right,
let's close this.
So I'm going to answer your question, but I want a two-part answer.
Okay.
So to answer your question, we found 3 rules: aspire, share your hopes and dreams for the culture, amplify, which is always looking for ways to amplify the aspiration, and adapt, to constantly be looking for ways to enhance the culture. We think those are the 3 irreducible, minimal responsibilities that a leader must do. Because if you don't play by the rules, you're gonna lose, if not be disqualified, and you won't create the culture that you really want to create. But I do want to close. It's not really appropriate for me to have an aspiration for your culture, but I do. And it seemed like this is the perfect place to tell this story. I include it at the end of the book. Some of you are familiar with Steven Spielberg's movie Ready Player One, right? We're kind of living that, right? And Ernest Cline wrote the novel. For those that don't know the book or the movie, the story takes place in 2 worlds. It takes place in the real world, and it takes place in a virtual world called the Oasis. And the hero of the movie is a young man named Wade Watson. And Wade makes a comment about the Oasis that I think has a striking parallel to the cultures we're trying to create. Here's what Wade says. He said, people go to the Oasis because of what they can do there, and they stay because of who they can become. And again, I have an aspiration for the cultures that you're building, that they would be so compelling, so life-giving and soul-enriching that they would attract people, and they would attract them because of what they could do there. They could have a job and they could take care of themselves and their families. But I also want you to have a culture that once people are there, they stay because of who they can become. And that is within your reach.
Wow. That is so good. So good. Thank you so much, Mark.